Welcome to Second Wind with Joyce Buford, a program for and about women. Joyce Buford is a certified coach and motivational speaker who has a passion for helping women who need a second wind. She is the author of the Amazon bestseller, Effortless Happiness, How to Find Your Voice and Finally Ask for What You Really Want. She studied directly with her mentor, Jack Canfield, and is a fully certified coach in his program. Also, she has served as an assistant in his training programs. Through her study with many prestigious coaches and mentors, she has created a powerful program that has positively impacted thousands of people. On today's program, Joyce and her guests will help you to get your second wind. Now here's your host, Joyce Buford.
You are listening to Second Wind with Joyce Buford, where women who are ready to expand their life adventures, discover the tools to stop playing small, and tap into the courage required to enjoy their second wind. I welcome you to the call today, and I'm so excited and really, really pleased to be able to bring you my exciting guest today. I always like to share a little fact about life going on where I am in Tyler, Texas. We are re-entering the world, as you may know, after our COVID experience, and sometimes it's very dicey. We are forced with all different new situations. We were as one, working as one, as we were all, and I mean from China to Italy to England to New York to California to Tyler, Texas, we were all working against the virus. Now that we have been so fractured, we are now the states are very separated, and so we're all entering at a very different pace. And it's added some confusion to our local communities. In other words, we've got the guidelines of the mask, the distancing, and also the wash your hands. But I don't know about you, but in Tyler, Texas, we have become very lax about the masks. I would say the hand washing is pretty well gone, and the distancing is gone. So there are still a small community such as myself, and I think older citizens that are following those guidelines a little bit better. But anyway, that's the conditions. Now we have to wait and watch the numbers. But I do encourage you that as you sit today listening, you make the decision for yourself. How will you re-enter? There is no right, there is no wrong, except in putting yourself vulnerable to the return of the virus, if it is to return, which our people in authority are saying it might come back in the fall. You need to make that decision. Do not be swayed by a partner, a friend, or just simply walking into the grocery store with your mask on. If it's your decision to stay protected, then I suggest you go with it because your inside body knows what you believe. So I encourage you to be brave and make that decision today. When I was making my transition back in almost 15 years ago, one of the things that in my growing that I learned, because there's always learning when we do transition, do it. When it kind of happens to us, we were forced to bring ourselves into the mode of learning and changing and growing from the pain that we experience. And so one of the things that I created in my recovery, that I was exposed to the core values. And so with the core values, I created a book, and I'm very excited about it because it was such a great tool for me. It was called Effortless Happiness. You can get it on my website at Joyce Buford Empowers, and it is a tool that helped me identify a little bit more about what Joyce was about. Joyce's core values. Those core values are developed from our environments of where we grow, our parents, our relatives, all of those have an input in shaping our younger years, which we, in turn, grow up with. So it's very useful to know what those values are for you. They will be different for everybody you meet because we are each unique. So I really encourage you that if you are on that journey to know more about yourself, to create that life that you really want to have, and you've been going through a difficult path so far in your life, this is the time to get to know you. And this is a great tool. Go to Joyce Buford Empowers. There you will find a free offering, so you will like to use it. You need it as a transition tool, but you can also buy my book there. I will sign it and send it to you with pleasure. So let's move on to the show today, because my friend is here with us today. She is a colleague that I have been very pleased to have spent several years with as a student. Also, we were in many of the same growth courses together. She is the creator, the CEO of Get Clients Everywhere. It's a global organization that likes to help, or does help, professionals build solid, long-term, successful businesses. Her clients become successful through cultivating professional relationships that are both fulfilling and profitable. Now, Marie is strong in the professional world. She's a powerhouse, let me tell you. She loves to speak, and she has a magnetic personality, as you will see today. But she is indeed a community leader. Marie has found and leads professional groups to up-level their careers so that they are working at the optimum of their talents and skills. And she also likes to help them make money. Her strong community involvement has helped her create a professional development network in Atlanta, Georgia, where she has this strong organization there of professional women that come together, speak, listen, continue to learn. Awesome organization. But she is known through the who's who of women in business, and she is also known as in the who's who of international business. Marie is a registered corporation coach, a popular speaker, and she truly enjoys helping business owners make money, as I said. Marie, I am ready for you to share your magic, my girl. We're going to have fun today.
Thank you. It's really good. I was going to say, boy, I need to shorten that bio. It's a long bio. Guess that's what happens when you get old.
Well, I got so excited about it. I just kept going. I want them to know what a great woman you are and how you just make everything shake wherever you are. You shake it up.
Well, let's shake it up today.
Well, I really want them to know about, you're very grounded, you're very strong, you're very successful, but there wasn't the start. That's not where we start out. But you had years in corporate America, and then you made a change into doing your own company. So how did that transition happen? What made you want to do something different, to step outside your comfort zone?
Well, it's an interesting story as you asked that. I just think I had a lot of people in my life I think many people recognized the entrepreneurial spark in me.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is because no matter what I did, any job that I had since I was in college, I actually had to sell the services. I had to pay for my position. Mm-hmm. I was usually in sales and personal development, training and development, community kinds of things. So I think people recognized that about me, that I had that spark, as you would say. And so for a long time while I was in my corporate jobs, I actually did have something on the side, that wonderful side hustle that people call it today, a few different ones. But I always wanted to make sure that I did that for a couple of reasons. One was that, I had a paycheck and benefits from my corporate job, and I enjoyed my corporate job. I've had great jobs.
Yeah.
But the having a business on the side, when a lot of people are really starting, they don't always understand the tax implications, and that, the government wants us to be wealthy with the tax benefits that we can have for self-employment. So doing both of them was actually a really good thing. But when I made the leap to actually do my own thing really full time and let go of the corporate comfort, if you will.
Yeah.
It was a bit scary because I had always worked with other companies. I was selling training and development programs, human resource initiatives, and I had the company behind me. When we start doing our own thing, it's a little bit scary. And then I moved to Atlanta from Massachusetts. And that was a time that was a little bit dicey because I was just really getting my foothold here. And it was a really scary time when there were times when I went to bed petrified that I was going to lose the house that I just bought. I just went through those transitions of fear. Who am I? Why am I doing this? And I had to really, really align with people that really believed in me and that actually helped me keep the juice going. And just, I was good at what I did, but I didn't always understand how to build a business around what I did. And that's what I had to go to work on.
Well, that's probably one of the reasons you like to build support groups. I mean, your organization, the Professional Development Network in Atlanta, would be an outpouring or something that you would naturally do to create that support that somebody in entrepreneurship certainly needs a community like that, a strong community.
Yeah. And the purpose of our community is really for the professional development of women entrepreneurs. So we have all of our speakers and all of the training and the events that we do that are designed to help these entrepreneurs continue growing on the path to entrepreneurship, which, sometimes gets to be a bumpy ride.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It certainly does. So as you've been growing your business, and you started, I was amazed when I was reading your bio, you started at the age of 7. I mean, you actually have the selling, the business, the growing spirit in you.
Yeah,
right?
I think part of it is that I've just had a lot of experience selling, and I've had really great training. Yeah. And so, and I think that's what a lot of entrepreneurs are missing. They know how to do whatever it is that they do really well. And we find that we just don't always have enough clients to really make it worthwhile financially. We can do it and we're fulfilled personally. We can do the great job and clients are happy with us. But unless we can really connect with people where they actually do it in exchange, where right. people are actually buying our services, then we really don't have a business per se. And that's what I like to do, is to really help people have a viable business. And it takes something.
Yeah, I think most people that go into entrepreneurship have the passion for their work.
Yes.
But they don't have the skills. It's the building the skills that are such almost the challenge there.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a small training issue. And if you get the right training, it's like, oh, another door opens or another window opens, or, it makes the way easy. You know, but a lot of people try to just tough it out and try to figure it out themselves. And I think, it's just, people are really good at what they do.
Right.
Like I use an example all the time of like there's a great massage therapist who's really, really good at giving massages and healing, and they love doing that. They're extraordinary. They've had they're well trained in that field. But it's very hard for many of massage therapists to build a successful business around that. So they end up going to work for $20 an hour at a particular massage, organization that's national or whatever, that they don't really take that money. But if they learn to build a business around themselves and really got paid what they were worth and really learn how to market and get the clients and feed people, I mean, it would be a whole other different ballgame for them.
Yeah. Now you get your message out through webinars and workshops. Other ways, speaking.
Yeah. I mean, I love to speak, the joke is put a microphone in Marie's face and I'm good to go, But and then I have a newsletter and I write articles. And so all of the different marketing pieces that, are available to us, I try to take advantage of not every single one of them, but, the basic ones where I can teach, and I can teach in a written way, through some of my newsletter articles or the blog. And then certainly with workshops and webinars and speaking engagements. I'm so anxious to do that. This is a great opportunity for a speaking engagement on a podcast. I love to do that. And it's really great that you have a vehicle that you can shine the light on so many people and bring them, to the world. It's great. But I love teaching. I love offering teaching. I love community events where groups come together and we really mastermind and have the power of the group to pull us forward.
How would you say the balance of your business has changed with the COVID-19?
Well, it's interesting. I shyly say that it's actually been good for my business. Not COVID itself, but the fact that I've been really, I would say, a good student of statistics and medicine and have been hunkered down. And I'm very willing to surrender. So I've certainly, all of the events that I had booked that were live are now virtual. And so I am spending a lot more time in my house by myself on Zoom, on the telephone, and sitting out in my front yard getting my sunshine vitamin D. So I've been surprised at my level of productivity, to be honest. It's been a lot of things that we've accomplished because it's been a narrower focus. And I don't have to take care of a lot of other things. So I'm not driving. I'm not spending the time in the car. I'm not really, going places, and there's been a lot of need for what I do. There's been a lot of requests for what I do because a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people have lost a source of income that's very important to their livelihood and to their family. And they're really, for the people that have been doing that side hustle, some of them are actually looking at it and saying, what if I actually put the pedal to the metal, and what if I actually put some gas to this business and really gave it my all? What could I actually do? Do I actually need to go back to another corporate job? And I think some people are finding that they're really willing to commit to themselves. And as you said earlier, they're passionate about some of the things that they get to do.
Right. How do you see this is going to affect you going forward? Are you still going to have as many? I know you did a lot of in person, but are you still seeing that, or will you stay more using the internet?
Well, I've always used the internet, so I've always done my programs that are always group programs on Zoom or online. So I'll still continue to do that. But I really am longing for the balance of in-person events because there's nothing like being with people. Especially when we're marketing to people, it's really nice to be with them. Right. And, and they're just fun. There's something about a live event that energetically, changes. There's a lot more happening than there is in a two-dimensional, here's me, and then there's the computer screen. So I'm hoping that it is, and I'm hoping that I can get back out traveling and, get out to do different speaking engagements in different parts of the country. And in the meantime, we'll just continue to do them virtually. And I think most people are very smart and are continuing to do those virtually to respect other people.
Well, I see that this has changed COVID in the use of the internet. Yes, in our business, we have not changed that much because, as you say, we have been using this medium, using Zoom and other services out there to do our trainings. But I have seen the local businesses grow by huge leaps. I mean, nonprofits are now having their board meetings over internet. So I do think that our community or our nation has kind of grown a little bit in that area of using internet more. So I think that's great. But there's another thing that I'm excited about that you're starting to use. You just finished and you have launched it, is your cards. So tell us about the cards.
Well, I created a product, my first product, like a physical product. So it's kind of fun. And it's a card deck to use as an accelerated learning tool to access different parts of ourselves to continue growing. Mm-hmm. And the card deck is called Connect and Prosper, because that's what I'm all about, is helping people connect so that they can prosper and that they will prosper. Yeah. And so these are, it's a card deck that, I've been using card decks in my business, other people's card decks, for a long time, as just different tools to access conversations, to start conversations, to look introspectively, to share using as, fun exercises with people in some programs. Mm-hmm. But I decided, that I really wanted to do one, and I happened to, meet somebody at an event that actually was somebody that was an expert in creating cards and helping people do that. So I decided to go for it, and they just launched, and they're 48 cards that have on it a word that is a focus word. Like I picked one today, and it was called Avenues of Income. Mm. And it's something to focus on for businesses, because some businesses only have one avenue of income. Some have multiple avenues. Many of them are not related. But I was just looking at, what if I looked at, is there another avenue of income that I could add, or is there another piece that I could add? And then each card also has an affirmation, and then and the affirmations are particularly designed to actually affect the brain and the subconscious mind. So they're designed, it's not just like I am happy. It's like there's really got some cadence and some words and some of the elements of what it really needs to actually take place in the brain. And then on the back of the card is an action to take, whether it's a self-directed action or writing in your journal, or things that you can do outside with other people. So it's just inspiration, affirmation, and action to grow, connect, and prosper.
Awesome. Sounds like a great tool to help somebody focus, just really focus, and have some steps to help them move through the day.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a great thing. It could be a 5-minute thing to do every day as a practice. And if somebody did something every day, 5 minutes, with what they're going on, they are going to grow. They are going to connect with people, or they're going to connect deeper with themselves, which will help them to connect deeper with other people. And then they'll actually have some things in there that they can do to prosper. And that's what we're all in business for, right? Is to prosper.
Yeah, prosper. It's kind of fun to use those. I've been in many groups and there are all different kinds of cards. Mm-hmm. Yours, of course, are focused at the business and focusing, but there's an extensive library of cards out there, depending on all different subjects. Yes. But I love that I remember that when you usually always start your groups out with choosing a card from another card pack, which is your natural reason to go to create your own.
Yeah. But I think I have about 10 different card decks that I kind of use at different times for different reasons and, different intentions. Mm-hmm. And I think the audiences always love it. And I thought it was fun because I had, I may have shared this with you, but I got a call from a couple of business owners that kind of know me indirectly, but they saw I shared it on Facebook and LinkedIn, and they contacted me. They actually are team leaders in direct sales businesses, where they have a team that's under them. And what they wanted to do is to buy multiple decks so that they could actually give them to their teams, so their teams could work with their teams to help them connect and prosper.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're building a whole thing out there for business using those cards. It's really, it is such an exciting tool. People get really excited about using it. And the thing I like about it is that it helps everybody can adapt a word to their own interpretation.
Yeah.
So one person will they could get the same card, say the same thing, and they'll actually take in the information very differently.
Yes.
It will mean different things to different people. Let's see. We're going to get it here in a minute. So I love the way that the cards become a reflection of your inner knowing. You know, it's sort of like you really take it in and it becomes part of you because of the way you receive it and you act on it.
Yeah.
So I think it's the magic of the cards. I love using the cards.
Well, that's why they're called accelerated learning, because it's not just like book learning, or it's not like, just talking learning, but it's like people can take something and, as you said, they can map it onto their own experience and their own life. Mm-hmm. And for that, there's incredible a number of uses that people could use the cards for. So it's just fun. It's just a fun tool to have.
Well, it's not limited. I remember going to the women's organization in Dallas. There were probably about 300 people there, 350. So there is no size. I mean, it works in all sizes because of the energy that it builds. I mean, it was just, I love it that it adapts to all size audiences.
Yeah.
I mean, you used it on us when we happened to take another thing that you offer to people, which is a trip to Italy. She's not paying for it, though, folks. Let me tell you that. But she does offer this fabulous experience in Tuscany. And you might know Frattoni is an Italian name, Italian family. So she loves her native country. And one of the things Marie does is offer this trip. So tell us a little bit about this trip that you do every year.
Well, it's fun, and it was just fabulous to share it with you as well a few years ago. But I love going to Italy, and I love going with really cool people. And so most of the people that come are entrepreneurs that I know just from the, business community, but that doesn't necessarily mean the case. But we go out for a week because most of the people I work with, including me, and I know you're like this, we're busy, we're involved, we're doing things, we're serving others. And a lot of times we want to be able to take a breath and relax and be in great company and be fully taken care of the way we take care of our clients. And so I've been able to create a nice relationship with a company, and we go out and stay at this beautiful 1,000-plus-year-old former monastery, which actually is on the National Historic Register of Italy. And it's just beautiful facility. We have a private chef. We have wine tastings. We have a cooking class. And most days we actually, head on out to a beautiful Tuscan town and enjoy sightseeing and just all of what is there. So that it's called living La Dolce Vita, which is living the sweet life. And, we just look at what is it the Italians do to be able to do that. We have a little personal growth in there. We have some coaching that's available for those that want it. And so for people that want to, they can actually write this trip off as part of their business for strategic planning and learning.
Yeah. So you were probably not able to do your trip this year, as the rest of the world is also not traveling.
Yeah, and Italy was shut down for so long. So what we usually go in the fall, but we've rescheduled it from to the spring at this point. Anyway, our fingers crossed, but it'll be May 29th to June 5th.
Wonderful.
2021.
Well, I can't tell you I really enjoyed that week. You're right. It's interesting people. We were there. We were not the only group that was there, which is really kind of nice because there was also an art group there. And so they were creating beautiful pictures with the beautiful scenery that you see. Italy is just a walking picture, actually.
Yeah, it is.
It's just, you don't find a bad scene. So it was just allowed us to kind of step back from our very busy schedules to sort of have some quiet walking time. I know I walked from the monastery up to a little graveside. It was all walled in. Oh. It was so interesting to read the stones, and it was just a very peaceful experience. So it's really not just group time, it's also personal time that you get to have on this trip. So
they've got a great pool, and the weather's nice. People go swimming, and it's you can have the group experience as well as have some time for yourself as well.
Yes.
It's very nurturing.
Well, this is run by a couple, owned, and he tells such a beautiful story about their passion for creating this center and how it developed, because when they found it, it was in great shambles. But it's a beautiful spot, just a beautiful. I love that trip, and I would encourage anybody to think about doing it in the future, Marie. So how would somebody know about your trip? What is your website so they could go seek you out?
Yeah, you can go to my website, which is called getclientseverywhere.com, just www.getclientseverywhere.com. And there's a tab up there that says Travel with Marie, and there's a flyer where people can do that. And they can also reach out to me, send me a message at marie@getclientseverywhere.com. And I like to have a conversation with people to make sure that the trip is right for them, or anything that I do is actually right for them. Make sure that people are the right spirit and the right, they're going to fit in and they like personal development. It's not just like a travel tour to Italy. But they can go take a look at that and get a little bit of a taste and a glimpse to see if it's there. I also have a page on Facebook that's called Reinvent Yourself in Italy. And that's where I share a lot of the photos and pictures of the group and what we do and the activities, and a lot of the photos of the food that we eat and create. And it's just, it's got a lot of followers on that page because people love Italy.
Yes, they do. I loved the trip. I was thinking about this. It's such a well-rounded week in activities.
Yeah.
There's socializing, but there's also there's the cooking, which everybody relates cooking to Italy. So I attended your cooking class, and that was a fun experience. I made gnocchi. Did I say that right? Gnocchi. The G is silent, right? Gnocchi.
Yeah, the G is silent. Yeah. Gnocchi is how they say it.
Oh.
You're doing pretty good, though. You knew the G was silent. That's awesome.
Well, that's the Southern way of saying it.
I know.
So,
like gnocchi, y'all.
Gnocchi. So that was my first experience of having it, and it was fun to think I made this. So, and then we share this. The group is small in the cooking class. It's not the entire group, but then we do share with our other travelers in a magnificent room. So, anyway, I really encourage people. So you have so many options, Marie. You're just a woman of many interesting activities.
I'm like the Energizer Bunny, and next Friday I'm getting ready to launch my next group mastermind, which is called Connect and Prosper, where people can actually learn to build their lists, focus on sales, create their signature talk, and really connect with people and actually run an event. Everybody's going to run an event. So that starts next Friday.
Awesome. And that's also on your website?
It is. It's called Connect and Prosper. The card deck is on there. The Italy trip is on there. There's just places to look around and see. And if people want, there's a great free download that's on there called the 17 Ridiculously Simple Ways to Expand Your Magnetic Leadership. That's on there. And if people would like to get that, it's a free resource. They can register for that, download it, and use that for their life as well.
Yeah. Now, your webinar, is it still up, or has it stopped?
Well, we have a replay.
Very good.
Thank you. We have a replay, and I can post it. I don't know if it's on the web. I don't know if it's on the website. I would have to check on that.
Yeah.
But I do. It is available. We've been sending it out to people that registered for it, and then it's going to go in my newsletter, which that went out yesterday. Mm-hmm. And so there are places that I can post it on social media when I have a chance to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it really explained about the course that she's offering in depth. So that's always a good thing to have, right? We need to know what we're going for.
And we talk about, the 6 essential things that every entrepreneur must really have in their business to keep it really rolling. And, simple yet complex things, but, many people have some of the 6, but they don't have all of the 6.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can get all 6 going, then it really will make a big difference in their bottom line and in their checkbook.
Well, that was the interesting thing to me once I was in the entrepreneur world, is I really didn't know much about building a business. And that's pretty important. How to build and run a business, all of the different facets. It's kind of like we're so caught up in our passion that we believe that passion will draw the people to us. And not exactly every time. There's a key to it, right?
Yeah. I think all of us go into business because we like what it is that we do, but we don't think about, like, am I the CEO of my business? And what are the functions of a CEO? What is a CEO supposed to do? So, I know that we're going to be taking a break on this. Is that true?
We are. Very good. Well, when we come back, I want us to talk more about refreshing some of those, the card deck. We can talk a little bit more about that because I do think it's magnificent that you've gone to the work and the creativity that was required to create your cards and adapt them to your business.
Yep,
because that is a tool that you're going to use a lot. So as we go now to the break, I hope that you'll return because Marie is not finished. Marie has more to share with us, and all of it is like a jewel.
Thanks, Joyce.
Transformational coach, motivational speaker, and author Joyce Buford returns after this short break. Close your eyes and imagine living your life without limits. Where would you go? Who would you meet? What would you do? During an Uncover Your Hidden Genius session, you will discover what's keeping you from living your life with purpose, passion, and fulfillment of your potential. You'll get a clear vision of the steps you need to take to uncover your hidden genius so that you can live a life without limits. Sessions can be done over the phone, Skype, or in person. Find out more at www.joycebufordempowers.com or by calling 903-287-0747. Welcome back to this segment of Second Wind. Joyce Buford, the author of Effortless Happiness, continues in this segment to share insights that will help you live a life of greater purpose and filled with happiness. Now here's our host, author and coach, Joyce Buford.
Thanks for returning. We are having the greatest time here talking to Marie about her business and how she has created this awesome book business, Get Clients Everywhere. Now, Marie, we briefly talked about your business, the importance of your business in helping entrepreneurs grow and expand their business. Tell us how your webinar that you just offered will really benefit those people that are starting their business.
Well, sure. We called it the 6 essential things that every business needs to have to do that, and it was really like a precursor to helping people figure out. Sometimes we get stalled in our business. We don't know what's happening, and one of the things that I love helping people do is really creating the vision for their business because it's the strategic planning. Most people are just start doing whatever they're doing, and they haven't really thought about the future implications and what it is that they really want to do for themselves and what it looks like. I use it like the example of an architect is probably going to come in and give somebody blueprints to build a house, and they're not going to build that house until the blueprints and the design are already made. And I think that's what is really important for every entrepreneur to look at. What kind of business do they want? What kind of money do they want? What kind of lifestyle do they want? Where do they want to, how do they want to see themselves? And it lays the groundwork for that. And then looking at their ideal customers, most people really never do that work. They do it, very simply.
Yeah.
And when they do that, it really lines everything up that can help them with their marketing messages, whether it's their newsletter, their Facebook Lives, their blogs, anything that they're trying to do to reach their, ideal customers. And then, of course, you need to learn to sell. We need to learn to have conversations that actually close business, where people are actually willing to say, yes, I want that. Here's my credit card, or here's a check. And then to really look at different objections. So we could teach a 6-week course in each one of those areas. And so, from that, I kind of asked some questions and then really invited people to join me in the next piece of what I'm offering to my community. We've got about six or seven people already now in the program, and we've still got some openings for that, which starts next Friday. And it's a 6-month group mastermind program called Connect and Prosper. It is a program. And I'm super excited about it. I mean, there's really cool people that are in it with me. And they've got great businesses. They're great human beings. And we're going to be looking at a lot of things that are very essential to what it's going to take to get them really out and really be seen in the world. Because a lot of people are hiding. They're hiding behind Zoom. And, it's easy to do. But we're going to look at list building and different ways to really expand our list. And we're not just going to talk about it or theorize about it. We're actually going to do some list building. So everybody in the program over a 6-month period is probably going to have several hundred people added to their list or more.
Awesome.
From that. And we're going to be looking at creating our signature talk, our transformational story, so that it really connects with audiences. And we'll have some coaching in that. We've got several master classes, one of which is a great actor in New York who's going to be helping people with their presentations and overcoming just fear of getting out there and being seen. Having branding. We've got several master classes for branding, and then image to help people actually create the style for their brand, their personal style for their talks, so that when they get out there, they're really noticed and there's no mistake that they're the one that's in the front of the room speaking.
Yeah. The very basics, the one where they identify their clients, I found in my own growth that over time, doing that over time, it gets you clearer and clearer and clearer about your client, but it also changes.
Yes.
As you grow, you redefine who that person is and get clearer about it, which is a number one basic foundation for anybody's business, is identifying who their client is, right?
Yeah, and it's like, what are they dealing with? What is it that they're suffering with or upset about or worried about. And then we know that if those are the situations, then our particular service, program, product, whatever it is going to really help solve that issue for them. And unless there's a problem to be solved, there really isn't too much of a business, except if you're just having fun with, maybe fashion or jewelry or art. There's not a lot of big problems in that. Yeah. Maybe something to fill a space. But, my clients are people that they want more money. They want more revenue. They want that consistency. They want to be able to plan and forecast their income. They want clients. They want the right people. And, there's a lot of things that women can do. We can do a lot of things. We're pretty capable.
Right.
But when we get to be our business, we don't want to do everything. We want to do that which we want to do and that which we're really good at and that what really lights us up, and it's, but we end up sometimes doing the things that we can do just to make it work. And it actually becomes a drag on us.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think your course sounds very complete. I mean, it just goes from, it really rounds out. Building that email list is absolutely a must because as we see the communities growing, we're needing to reach more people. And so building that email seems to be the elusive number out there that we keep wanting to build. And, it's important that we get those people connected to us.
Well, a lot of people think, well, I've got 50,000 followers on Facebook. Well, great.
Yeah.
Facebook owns your business then.
Yes.
We want to have an email list, and we want to have people that we can communicate with regularly, not just once every 3 months or once a month or something like that, so that we know that. And then that is our business. If we don't have an email list, we pretty much don't have a business. I mean, we can occasionally. Somebody will call us and say, hey, I want to hire you. But to really have the long-term kinds of things. Mm-hmm. So, there's a lot of programs that are very theoretical. They have a lot of free downloads. They have a lot of modules that they teach. They're recorded. They're this. That's not the kind of coach I am. I'm like kind of in your face. Let's do it. Let's build it together. Let's do the talk, not like learn how to do a talk. Let's do the talk. Let's get the coaching on the talk, the delivery on the talk. We're not going to just learn about events and what you need to do for events. We're actually going to have everybody is going to create an event. It might be online. It could be a webinar. It could be an online event. But I really want people to be in the revenue generating activities. And these are things that can really help people generate revenue.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm super excited about it.
It sounds great. Yeah. I think it'll be a valuable tool for anybody that signs up for your webinar, signs up for your class. Yeah. Anyway.
There's some messages coming through. I don't know if you see them, Joyce. I know Ben is saying, can you see this? So
I cannot. I am flying blind here.
Okay. Well, I think you're doing pretty good. That's because you're a master at podcasts and you know what you're doing.
So anyway, we've had an interesting experience with doing our program. We had some sound issues, and then we rescheduled our podcast, and now we're still having some issues, but we're doing it, Marie. This is happening.
And Ben, your trusty sidekick over there, is just saying, he said he can use verbal cues. So if you know that we're running, our conversation is kind of coming to a close, we can let him know that.
Yes.
Well, teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Doesn't it? For sure. You have to stay flexible. When you're on technology, you better stay flexible because it's all about having a great time.
Yeah.
But I just applaud all the things that you're doing. It really is exciting to work with you. I know I've enjoyed the experiences I've had with you, and I've enjoyed the traveling, and I love the new card deck that you've added to your vast library of support systems. So I just really enjoy that you took the time to come on to Second Wind and share how important it is to work with a coach so that you build a business. You build something that is profitable. And I love that is your work. That is your passion. So I am so grateful that you've been on my show today. Before we leave, I always like to ask my guests sort of a wrap-up question. And I'd like to have your thoughts about going forward, how we're going to see that we have been influenced by COVID-19. How has our civilization, our individual people been influenced? How is it going to change us?
Well, I think in a lot of ways. I mean, I think there'll be new inventions for science and biomedical kinds of things. But I think for me and for the community that I traffic with, I mean, I'm going to look at it from a business standpoint. Mm-hmm. I think that all of us that have really been kind of, sequestered at home, yes. I think, we've all really had an opportunity to really look at what really is important to us. And is there a way that we could align our business with our true values that really still holds true? Are we really doing something that the world needs, the community needs, so that we can make our impact? And I think from an employer standpoint, I think a lot of employers, your traditional brick and mortar businesses, have really gotten very creative about how they're connecting with their audiences, and that they're have really realized that a lot of their employees that they were demanding, come into work in the office every day can be just as productive, if not more, by being at home and working with technology. And I think we'll see a lot of changes in how the workforce actually shows up at work. I think we'll do a lot more remote working.
Well, that's even got to be beneficial for the company.
Sure.
Because they've been spending all this money on getting people to huge conferences, to coming in, just like you said, having to drive. I visited Marie once, and she put me on a train from the airport to her house. I had no idea Atlanta was so big.
Yeah.
I mean, it was huge. And so Marie was in one of the suburbs. Now, I tell you, it worked very efficiently, but I'm a little girl from a small town. And so, that was new for me.
Like, what am I going?
Yes, you are going to meet me at the airport. So anyway.
They won't let us drive there anymore because they're rebuilding so much construction. You can't physically go there.
Really?
Yeah. I think that'll change. Yeah, they were saying for 2 more years, they're building an overhang that's there so regular traffic isn't going through.
Wow.
I know.
Well, there you go. See growth. But anyway, I do think that we're going to see some adjustments in the way we work through our business going forward. So, but anyway, Marie, thank you for being on the show today. It's been fun. It's been interesting. And I love that we have shared so much of the great things that you offer. So thank you for being
here. We've had fun. We've been friends for a long time. I can remember the first time I met you sitting at a table with you at a conference for entrepreneurs, and we've been hanging out ever since.
We have. So I thank you very much, listeners, for being here today. This has been awesome for me. It's always a real pleasure to be with Marie and to hear what she's doing, because she's always doing something awesome. And so I look forward to bringing you another guest next week that will add to your world and bring you some excitement, just as Marie has done. So thank you for being here today. I look forward to our next time together.
That's really great. Joyce, thanks so much for everything and for your great generosity.
You're welcome.
Your card deck is in the mail.
Awesome. All right. All right. So go out there, my dear listeners, and make this an awesome week with all of the new that we're experiencing. But remember, it's all going to be okay. So have a great week.
Joyce Buford returns next week at the same time for another edition of Second Wind. Through the Joyce Buford Empowerment System, women are receiving the support they need through their transitions and are able to reclaim their true purpose with confidence. They receive the tools they need to map out new lives. You can find out more about her coaching services at JoyceBufordEmpowers.com.